Resident Evil, The Final Chapter is a 2017 action horror film 1/6 written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. The direct sequel to Resident Evil, Retribution, 2012, it is the sixth installment in the Resident Evil film series and the final installment in the original series, which is based on the video game series of the same name. The film stars Milla Jovovich, Ian Glenn, Ali Larter, Sean Roberts, Owen Mackin, Fraser James, Ruby Rose, Rolla, and William Levy. In the film, Alice and her friends are betrayed by Albert Wesker, who gathers the entire forces of the Umbrella Corporation into one final strike against the apocalypse survivors. A sixth film in the series was announced to be in development by Sony Pictures in 2013, and Anderson later expressed his desire for it to come full circle, bringing back characters, themes, and the environment of the Hive from the first film. It was filmed in 2D and post-converted to stereoscopic 3D, and principal photography commenced on September 18, 2015 in South Africa. Resident Evil, The Final Chapter was released on December 23, 2016, in Japan and on January 27, 2017, in the United States in 2D, 3D, and IMAX 3D. 7. The film received mixed reviews and became the highest-grossing film in the franchise, earning over $312 million worldwide against a $40 million budget. 8. A reboot, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, was released November 24, 2021. Plot. Dr. James Marcus, the founder of the Umbrella Corporation, had a daughter, Alicia, who was dying of progeria. Desperate to save her, Marcus confiscates an untested embryonic Umbrella project, the T-virus created by his colleague Dr. Charles Ashford, and uses it on Alicia and others with the disease. After one child treated with the virus becomes a zombie, Marcus immediately orders the project terminated, all data on it destroyed, and forbids Ashford from ever pursuing it again, devastating Ashford, who needed the T-virus to save his own daughter Angela. Marcus's partner, Dr. Alexander Isaacs, has Marcus murdered by Albert Wesker, adopts Alicia, and takes over the corporation. In the present, Alice awakens in the ruined White House, after Wesker betrayed her. The Red Queen appears and tells her she has 48 hours to infiltrate the Hive, a facility beneath Raccoon City. The Umbrella Corporation has an airborne antivirus that can kill every zombie but is waiting for the last few remaining humans to be wiped out. As her body carries the virus, Alice does not expect to live after the mission. While traveling, Alice is captured by Isaacs, learning that Isaacs she previously killed was a clone. She escapes his convoy and reaches Raccoon City, where she meets a group of survivors, Doc, Abigail, Christian, Cobalt, Razor, and Claire Redfield, who survived the attack on Arcadia. Isaac's convoy approaches, trailed by a horde of zombies. Alice and the group defeat them and retrieve Isaac's few human captives, though Cobalt dies in the process. Alice and the crew enter the Hive, where Wesker is in control. He releases mutated guard dogs, killing Christian and a freed captive. The Red Queen appears to Alice and explains that her program is in conflict, as she can never hurt an Umbrella employee but also must value human life. She plays a video of Isaacs explaining to Umbrella's executives a plan to release the T-virus, cleansing the world of humanity and leaving many of the rich and powerful, including the company executives, stored in cryogenic capsules in the Hive to rebuild the world. The Red Queen warns Alice that someone in her group is helping Umbrella. The group encounters traps that kill Abigail and Razor. Alice and Doc plant bombs throughout the Hive taken from the leftover equipment by the first Hive team and confront the real, tech-upgraded Isaacs. Doc turns out to be Umbrella's spy, and Claire is captured by Wesker. A cryogenic capsule releases Alicia Marcus, Umbrella's co-owner, and Marcus' daughter. Isaacs and the Red Queen reveal to Alice that she is actually a clone of Alicia. Isaacs plans to eliminate the pair and assume control of Umbrella. Alicia fires Wesker, allowing the Red Queen to terminate his protection program and crush his leg with a security door. Doc tries to shoot Alice, but his gun is empty as Alice had earlier deduced his treachery and Claire kills him. After giving Wesker a Deadman switch to the primed bombs, Alice and Claire pursue Isaacs while Alicia uploads a copy of her childhood memories. Isaacs, Alice, and Claire fight. Isaacs overpowers them at first, but Alice manages to activate a grenade in his pocket and kill him. She escapes to the surface with the antivirus, but Isaacs reboots and catches her before she can release it. Before he can kill her, the Isaacs clone from the convoy arrives and kills him, believing himself to be the original Isaacs, before being devoured by the undead. Alice releases the antivirus, killing all of the zombies around her before she passes out. Wesker simultaneously drops the Deadman switch, destroying himself, Alicia, the Hive, and the hibernating elite. Claire wakes Alice, who survived because the antivirus killed the T-virus within her body, not the healthy cells. The Red Queen uploads Alicia's childhood memories into Alice, granting her a childhood. With the antivirus being carried by the winds, it will take years to reach all corners of the globe, and until it does, Alice vows to continue her mission. Cast: Milla Jovovich as Alice and her clones, former Umbrella security officer turned resistance fighter, who had been captured by Umbrella scientists after the original Hive contamination and experimented on. Several years after Raccoon City is destroyed and the virus has spread across the globe, she has bonded with the virus on a cellular level, giving her superhuman ability since her previous encounter with Albert Wesker. She continues her vengeance against Umbrella for the death of her allies and those responsible for unleashing the deadly apocalypse. She is revealed to be the last of many Alice clones created by Umbrella. Jovovich also plays the role of the older Alicia Marcus, daughter of the creator of the T-virus, co-owner, from her father's share, of the Umbrella Corporation and the source from whom the Alices were cloned. 9. Ian Glenn as Dr. Alexander Isaacs, and one clone, the technologically enhanced CEO of the Umbrella Corporation previously thought to have been killed by Alice, who was revealed to be a clone. He maniacally intended to use the T-virus to start a biblical apocalypse, wiping out most of humanity and leaving a few tens of thousands alive, so as to remake the world with Umbrella's designs. 9. Ali Larter as Claire Redfield, one of Alice's closest allies, formerly led the convoy of survivors in the Nevada desert, and had gone missing along with her brother, Chris Redfield, after Umbrella's assault on Arcadia. She joins Alice and the others on the mission to the Hive to defeat Isaacs. 9. Sean Roberts as Albert Wesker, the former chairman of Umbrella who is the personal subordinate of Dr. Isaacs, and is also the mastermind of the plot which has betrayed Alice once again after the events of the previous film. After the Red Queen slammed a door that amputated his legs, Alice gives him the Deadman's trigger to bombs she has planted inside the Hive, allowing her and Claire to escape as he slowly passes out from blood loss. 9. Owen Mackin as Doc, a spy working for Umbrella, posing as one of the survivors as assigned by Isaacs to find Alice. 9. Fraser James as Razor, a survivor who aids Alice and the others into the Hive. 9. Ruby Rose as Abigail, an inmate survivor who also joins Alice's attack into the Hive. 9. William Levy as Christian, the leading survivor who led the assault on Umbrella and is also at odds with Alice. 9. Rolla as Cobalt, a survivor who joins the assault on Umbrella. 9. Ever Anderson as Red Queen, the artificial intelligence created by Umbrella, and also one of Alice's former enemies, now unable to act directly against Umbrella employees, but recognizing her role in the fate of humanity, Red Queen gives information to Alice in order to help release the antivirus and defeat Isaacs. Anderson also plays the young Alicia Marcus. Lee Jun-ji as Commander Chu, Umbrella Security Chief and Second in Command. 10. Mark Simpson as Dr. James Marcus. Ever Anderson, who plays young Alicia/Red Queen, is the daughter of Jovovich and Paul W.S. Anderson, the film's writer/director. 11. Additionally, Joseph May appeared as Dr. Blue via archival footage. Production. Development. In September 2012, following the box office success of Resident Evil, Retribution, a sixth film in the Resident Evil film series was confirmed by the head of Sony Pictures Distribution, Rory Brewer, with Milla Jovovich attached to reprise the role of Alice. 12 In October 2012, in an interview with Forbes, producer Samuel Hadida stated that a sixth and seventh installment were being planned and a reboot of the series was possible. 13 In December 2012, director Paul W.S. confirmed that he would be directing Resident Evil 6. He stated that it would be the last film in the series and some characters from the first two films would return. 14 In June 2013, Jovovich tweeted that the sixth film, which had been scheduled for a September 12, 2014, release, would not be released before 2015. 15 The film was scheduled to start shooting in late 2013 as soon as Anderson had finished work on his disaster/romance film Pompeii. 16. In February 2014, Anderson told Collider that we'd like to do another Resident Evil movie. Definitely. But the wheels aren't quite in motion yet. The film was reportedly planned to be released in 2015. 17 In April 2014, while speaking at the Beijing International Film Festival, Anderson revealed that he would soon be writing the screenplay for the sixth film in the series. He also confirmed that the film would be in 3D and that actress Li Bingbing would be returning to play Ada Wong. 18 In June 2014, Anderson announced the film's working title to be Resident Evil, the final chapter, and confirmed that it was intended to be the final film in the series. He also revealed that half the script had been completed, but, as yet, there were no shooting or release schedules. 19 Filming was set to begin in South Africa in August 2014 but was delayed for a year because of Jovovich's pregnancy. 2021. On July 15, 2015, Jovovich posted a photo on Instagram announcing that shooting was about to start in South Africa. 22 Several actors from previous films, including Sienna Guillory, Jill Valentine, Li Bingbing, Ada Wong, Ariana Engineer, Becky, Spencer Locke, Kmart, Michelle Rodriguez, Rain Ocampo, Wentworth Miller, Chris Redfield, and Johan Urb, Leon S. Kennedy, were not cast to return for the last movie. On August 3, 2015, it was confirmed that Ali Larter would be back for the sequel in the role of Claire Redfield, and filming would begin in late August or early September. 23 Larter confirmed the sixth film would be the last in the franchise. 24 On September 18, 2015, other cast members were announced including Ian Glenn as Dr. Alexander Isaacs, Sean Roberts as Albert Wesker, Ruby Rose as Abigail, Owen Mackin as Doc, William Levy as Christian, Fraser James as Michael, and Rolla as Cobalt. 9 On October 19, 2015, Lee Jun-gi joined the film to play Commander Lee of the Umbrella Corporation. 25. Filming. Principal photography on the film began on September 18, 2015, in Cape Town/Hartbeespoort Dam, South Africa. 9/26 Further filming took place in Queensland, Australia at Village Roadshow Studios in the Gold Coast as well as Brisbane and Magnetic Island. 27/28 Filming ended on December 9, 2015. 29. Resident Evil, the final chapter was fully shot with 2D cameras and post-converted to 3D by Legend 3D. It is the first film in the series to have a 3D post-conversion, as the previous two installments were shot natively in 3D. According to Anderson, the mobility of the smaller 2D cameras and the knowledgeability of the crew, who were well versed in shooting 3D, made for the best of both formats. 30/31. Stunt woman injury and crew fatality. During filming, Jovovich's stunt double, South African stunt woman Olivia Jackson, was severely injured on September 5, 2015 32 when her motorcycle collided with a camera crane. She had been riding at high speed without a helmet, and the camera crane had failed to move out of the way in time. According to the production company, the crane had malfunctioned. 33. Jackson was in a medically induced coma for 2 weeks. Among her injuries were cerebral trauma, a crushed face, a severed artery in her neck, a paralyzed arm, several broken ribs, a shattered scapula, a broken clavicle, torn fingers with a thumb that needed to be amputated, and 5 nerves torn out of her spinal cord. 34. She announced in December 2015 that her paralyzed left arm would need to be amputated. In 2019, Jackson sued the producers for elevating financial considerations over safety. She and the crane operator both claimed in her lawsuit that director Anderson had changed his mind about the angle of the filming, and gave the crane operator the order to raise the camera 1 second later than he had done in the 2 rehearsals immediately before. Citation needed. She also said that she was misled to believe there was insurance covering injuries, when there was only minor insurance not even covering medical care, so had she had known, she would not have accepted the job. 35-36 Jackson won the lawsuit. 37. A second accident occurred during filming on December 3 when crew member Ricardo Cornelius was crushed to death by one of the film's props, a U.S. Army issue Hummer, while on set. 38-39. Release. Theatrical. Sony first scheduled the film for release on September 12, 2014, before delaying it over 2 years. 40. It was released in Japan on December 23, 2016, and in North America on January 27, 2017, by Screen Gems. 41. Japanese rock band L'Arc-en-Ciel created the song Don't Be Afraid specifically for the Japanese theatrical release. 42-43. Home media. Resident Evil, the final chapter was released to DVD and Blu-ray on May 16, 2017, in the United States. Reception. Box office. Resident Evil, the final chapter grossed $26.8 million in the United States and Canada and $285.4 million in other territories for a worldwide total of $312.2 million, against a production budget of $40 million. 1 in North America, it was released alongside A Dog's Purpose and Gold, and was projected to gross around $13 million from 3,050 theaters in its opening weekend. 5. It made $1 million from Thursday night previews and $5.1 million on its first day. It ended up opening to $13.9 million, the lowest grossing debut of the franchise, and finished 4th at the box office. 44. In China, the film was trimmed by 7 minutes by the Violence Intolerant State Administration of Press, Publication, Radio, Film, and Television 45 and opened on February 24, 2017 across 11,000 screens, earning $30 million on its first day. Through its opening weekend, the film made 636.9 million yuan, $92.7 million. This marked the biggest Friday through Sunday debut ever for an imported film, topping Transformers, Age of Extinction, 632 million yuan, and Captain America, Civil War, 628 million yuan, and the second biggest for all films, behind Lost in Thailand. 46. However, figures varied slightly by different outlets. Shanghai-based cinema consulting firm Artisan Gateway had its opening weekend at $93.9 million, while the film studio, Sony Pictures, came in higher with $94.3 million. 46. Mainland China was the movie's highest-grossing foreign market, contributing $160 million from the box office. 1. Critical response. Resident Evil, the final chapter received mixed reviews from critics. 8 on Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 38% based on 102 reviews, and a positive rating of 4.50/10. The website's critical consensus reads, Resident Evil, the final chapter may prove mind-numbingly chaotic for the unconverted, but for fans of the venerable franchise, it offers a fittingly kinetic conclusion to its violent post-apocalyptic saga. 6. On Metacritic the film has a weighted average score 49 out of 100, based on 19 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 47 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B on an A+ to F scale. 48. Alex Welch of IGN was critical of the film, giving 3/10 and calling it a pointless mess from beginning to end, and nothing more than a barrage of cliched character beats, unbearable CGI action, and headache-inducing editing. 49. Glenn Kenny for the New York Times wrote, "This is, I think, the weakest picture in the franchise." 50. The decision not to bring back surviving characters from the previous films, notably Jill, Leon, and Ada, was a particular draw for criticism, with many voicing disappointment over a lack of closure for said characters and a sense of anticlimax following the cliffhanger ending of the previous movie that had implied their inclusion in a follow-up. 51. 52. 53. Bill Zwecker of Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 3 stars out of 4, saying it gets the storyline right off the bat. He added, "For fans of Resident Evil, I believe this final film will not disappoint, but it also will likely encourage newcomers to the saga to go back and play a bit of catch-up by watching the earlier movies." 54. Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian thought Jovovich and Glenn do their best with what they're given, and the digital rendering of that wrecked vista of Washington, D.C. is impressive, but in dramatic terms it's as perfunctorily presented as everything else. Another deafening, boring episode. 55. Rotten Tomatoes lists the film on its 100 best zombie movies, ranked by Tomatometer. Milla Jovovich AB, born December 17, 1975, known professionally as Milla Jovovich, /Milla Jovovich, is an American actress, singer, and former model. Her starring roles in numerous science fiction and action films led the music channel VH1 to deem her the reigning queen of kick butt in 2006. In 2004, Forbes determined that she was the highest paid model in the world. Born in Kiev and raised in Los Angeles, Jovovich began modeling when Herb Ritts photographed her for the cover of the Italian magazine Lei in 1987. Richard Avedon featured her in Revlon's Most Unforgettable Women in the World advertisements. 3. In 1988, she made her screen debut in the television film The Night Train to Kathmandu and appeared in her first feature film, To Moon Junction. Jovovich gained attention for her role in the 1991 romance film Return to the Blue Lagoon. She was considered to have a breakthrough with her role in the 1997 French science fiction action film The Fifth Element, written and directed by Luc Besson. Jovovich and Besson married that year but soon divorced. She starred as Joan of Arc in Besson's The Messenger, The Story of Joan of Arc, 1999. From 2002 to 2017, she portrayed Alice in the action horror film franchise Resident Evil, which became the highest-grossing film series to be based on video games. Jovovich released her debut album, The Divine Comedy, in 1994, and a follow-up, The People Tree Sessions, in 1998. She continues to release demos for other songs on her official website and frequently contributes to film soundtracks. In 2003, she co-created the clothing line Jovovich, Hawk, which ran until 2008, with model Carmen Hawk. Early life and family. Milika Bogdanovna Jovovich was born on December 17, 1975, in the Ukrainian capital of Kiev. For at the time, Ukraine, known by the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, was a constituent republic of the Soviet Union. She is the daughter of Galina, née Loginova, a Russian actress, and Bogdan Jovovich, a Serbian doctor originally from Montenegro. 5, 6, 7, 8 Galina's parents were from Tula. 5 Jovovich spent most of her early childhood in Moscow, Galina's native city. Jovovich has stated that she was born in Ukraine pretty much by accident. 9 While she has no memories of her early years there. 10 However, Jovovich remembers a lot about her life in Russia. 11. In 1980, the family moved to London, England 9 and then to Sacramento, California, United States 6 before settling in Los Angeles 7 months later. Galina and Bogdan divorced soon after their arrival. In 1988, Bogdan had a relationship with an Argentine woman, with whom he had a son. 12-13 Due to the divorce of Galina and Bogdan years before, Jovovich saw little of her half-brother. 14. In Los Angeles, Galina tried to get acting jobs but found little success because of language barriers. She eventually resorted to cleaning houses to earn money. Galina and Bogdan both served as cooks and housekeepers. 9 For filmmaker Brian De Palma. 15 Bogdan was convicted and imprisoned for participating in the largest health insurance fraud ever investigated. He was given a 20-year sentence in 1994-16-17 but was released in 1999. 18 Jovovich has stated, "Prison was good for him. He's become a much better person. It gave him a chance to stop and think." 19. Jovovich attended public schools in Los Angeles, becoming fluent in English in 3 months. 20 She was teased by classmates for coming from the Soviet Union. She has stated, "I was called a commie and a Russian spy. I was never accepted into the crowd." 21. At the age of 12, Jovovich left the 7th grade to focus on modeling, 9 which she had started at the age of 9. 22 According to Jovovich, she was rebellious during her early teens, engaging in drug use, shopping mall vandalism, and credit card fraud. 19 She became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 1994. 23. Career. Early roles and hiatus, 1985 to 1996. Galina had raised her to be a movie star. 19. In 1985, Galina enrolled Jovovich in acting classes. When her acting jobs picked up, Jovovich started attending school for young actors rather than regular school. 6/24/25 In 1988, Jovovich appeared in her debut professional film role as Samantha de Longpre in the romantic thriller Two Moon Junction. Later that year, she appeared in the made-for-television film as Lily MacLeod in The Night Train to Kathmandu. She had several roles in television series, including Paradise, 1988, Married, with Children, 1989, and Parker Lewis Can't Lose, 1990. At the age of 15, Jovovich was cast as the lead in Return to the Blue Lagoon, 1991, opposite Brian Krause. Given her age and beauty, she was often compared to Brooke Shields, another child model turned actress, who had starred in The Blue Lagoon, 1980. 26 The role was controversial as, like Shields, Jovovich appeared nude in the film. 21 Jovovich was nominated for Best Young Actress starring in a motion picture at the 1991 Young Artist Awards, and Worst New Star at the 1991 Golden Raspberry Awards. In 1992, Jovovich co-starred with Christian Slater in the comedy Cuffs. Later that year, she portrayed Mildred Harris in the Charlie Chaplin biographical film Chaplin. In 1993, she acted in Richard Linklater's satiric film Dazed and Confused. She played Michelle Burrows, the on-screen girlfriend to Pickford, played by her then-boyfriend Sean Andrews. Strongly featured in promotions for the film, Jovovich was upset to find her role much reduced in the released film. 26 Discouraged, she took a hiatus from acting roles. 27 Moving to Europe. Breakthrough, 1997 to 2001. Jovovich attended the 2000 Cannes Film Festival. Jovovich returned to acting in 1997 with a lead role in the French science fiction action film The Fifth Element, alongside Bruce Willis and Gary Oldman. This was written and directed by Luc Besson. She portrayed Lilo, an alien who helps to save the planet. Jovovich said she worked like hell, no band practice, no clubs, no pot, nothing. 28 To acquire the role and impress Besson, Jovovich co-created and mastered an alien fictional language of over 400 words for her role. 26 She wore a costume that came to be known as the Ace Bandage costume. The bodysuit designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier was made of medical bandages. 26-29 The Fifth Element was selected as the opening film for the 1997 Cannes Film Festival, and its worldwide box office gross was over $263 million, more than 3 times its budget of $80 million. 30. The Fifth Element was often praised for its visual style. Critic James Berardinelli wrote, "Jovovich makes an impression, although her effectiveness has little to do with acting and less to do with dialogue." 31. Jovovich was nominated for Favorite Female Newcomer at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards and Best Fight at the MTV Movie Awards. The film inspired a video game and a planned Lilu action figure, but the figure was never released due to licensing problems. 32. In a 2003 interview, Jovovich said Lilu was her favorite role. 33. In 1998, Jovovich appeared in Spike Lee's drama He Got Game. As abused prostitute Dakota Burns, she acted with Denzel Washington and Ray Allen. In 1999, she appeared in the music video for the song If You Can't Say No by Lenny Kravitz. That year she returned to the action genre, playing the title role in The Messenger, the story of Joan of Arc, under direction of Luc Besson. She cut her hair short and wore armor in several extensive battle scenes. Jovovich received generally good reviews for her performance. The historical drama did moderately well at the box office, gaining $66 million worldwide. 34. In 2000, Jovovich appeared as the troubled Eloise in The $1 Million Hotel, a film based on a concept story by Bono of the band U2 and Nicholas Klein. Directed by Wim Wenders, Jovovich starred alongside Jeremy Davies and Mel Gibson. She provided vocals on the film's soundtrack. That year she also played bar owner Lucia, in the British Western film The Claim, 2000. This was followed by a supporting role as the evil Katinka in the comedy Zoolander, 2001. International success, 2002 to 2009. Jovovich at the 2002 Cannes Film Festival. In 2002, Jovovich starred in the horror action film Resident Evil, released in the United States on March 15, 2002, and based on the Capcom video game series of the same name. She portrayed Alice, the film's heroine, who fights a legion of zombies created by the Umbrella Corporation. Jovovich had accepted the role because she and her brother Marco had been fans of the video game franchise. 35. Jovovich had trained in karate, kickboxing, and combat training, and had performed all the stunts required in the film, except for a scene that would involve her jumping to a cement platform, which her management deemed too dangerous. 36. 37. The film was commercially successful, grossing $17 million on its opening weekend. It eventually made $40 million domestically and $102 million worldwide. 38. Later, she portrayed the manipulative gang wife Erin in No Good Deed, 2002, Nadine in the romantic comedy You Stupid Man, 2002, punk rocker Fanny, in Dummy, 2003, and provided a guest voice on the television series King of the Hill. The role of Fangara in Dummy allowed Jovovich to act in film with Oscar-winning Adrian Brody, who was a friend prior to filming. Jovovich found it easy to identify with this role because she felt Fangara possessed similar qualities to the actress' own life. 33. In 2004, Jovovich reprised the role of Alice in the sequel to Resident Evil, Apocalypse. The role required her to do fight training for 3 hours a day. 33. In addition to the 3 months prior to filming in which she had gun training, martial arts, everything. 39. Apocalypse received even more negative reactions from the critics than the first film, but it was an even greater commercial success, ranking number 1 at the box office. Following the release of the film, Jovovich was unhappy with the critical results and director Alexander Witt's effort. 40. She noted during an interview that year that her large action films take care of the commercial part of her career, while she acts in independent little films that never come out to appease her artistic side, and it's a good balance. 33. The following year, she was featured in Gore Vidal's faux trailer remake of Caligula, as Drusilla. In 2006, Jovovich's film, the science fiction/action thriller Ultraviolet, was released on March 3. She played the title role of Violet Songjot Sheriff, a role that also involved heavily choreographed fight sequences. It was not screened for critics, but when reviewed, it was critically panned 41 and failed at the box office, grossing $31 million worldwide. 42 Also in 2006, Jovovich starred in the independent thriller .45, with Scottish actor Angus MacFadyen. In 2007, Jovovich reprised her role as Alice in Resident Evil: Extinction, the third of the Resident Evil series. The film grossed an estimated $24 million on its opening weekend, topping the box office gross for that week. 44 In 2009, Jovovich starred in David Twohy's A Perfect Getaway with Kiele Sanchez, Timothy Olyphant, and Steve Zahn. The film is a thriller about a newlywed couple, Milla and Zahn, on their honeymoon in Hawaii. Reviews for the film were mostly positive, while The Hollywood Reporter felt that Jovovich gave a fairly subtle performance. 45 The Globe and Mail noted that she and Kiele Sanchez managed to bring some dramatic tension to the frightened girlfriend moments. 46 A Perfect Getaway garnered modest box office returns. 47 Jovovich starred in the science fiction thriller The Fourth Kind. 48 As a psychologist in Alaska who uses hypnosis to uncover memories from her patients of alien abduction. While the film was largely panned by critics, it made $47.71 million in cinemas worldwide. 49 Also in 2009, Jovovich posed nude in a black and white photo shoot for the Purple fashion magazine. 50 Recent works, 2010, present. Jovovich attended the 2012 WonderCon promoting Resident Evil: Retribution. In 2010, Jovovich returned as Alice 51 in the fourth movie of the Resident Evil series, Afterlife, which was directed by her husband, Paul W.S. Anderson 52, and portrayed the mother of a promiscuous and troubled high school student in the independent coming-of-age dramedy Dirty Girl, which premiered at the Toronto Film Festival, opposite Juno Temple, William H. Macy, Mary Steenburgen, and Tim McGraw. In its review for the latter film, The Hollywood Reporter found Jovovich to be terrific in what it described as a sweet and sassy period comedy with a Juno sensibility and the soul of a Little Miss Sunshine. 54 Jovovich played the wife of a jailed arsonist in Stone, a psychological thriller co-starring Robert De Niro and Edward Norton. Filming began in May 2009 at the recently closed Southern Michigan Correctional Facility in Jackson, Michigan. 55 The film was released in late 2010 to a mixed response. 56 Nevertheless, the A.V. Club noted that Jovovich was particularly good as a breathy femme fatale who seduces De Niro with a mere change in inflection. 57 Jovovich starred in Paul W.S. Anderson's romantic action-adventure film The Three Musketeers, as Milady de Winter, in 2011, alongside Matthew McFadyen, Logan Lerman, Ray Stevenson, Luke Evans, Orlando Bloom, and Christoph Waltz. After the lackluster response for Musketeers, Jovovich criticized Summit Entertainment for not promoting the film properly as a family film in the United States. Deadline Hollywood reported that Summit responded, "She doesn't know what she's talking about and we don't know where she's coming from." 58. She would next headline the little-seen psychological thriller Faces in the Crowd. 59 which was written and directed by Julian Magnat. 60 In it, she plays the survivor of a serial killer's attack that leaves her suffering from a condition called prosopagnosia, which renders her unable to recognize faces. 61 Sight and Sound remarked that the film suffered from a central performance not quite strong enough to win Jovovich recognition as a dramatic actress. 62-63 Also in 2011, Jovovich appeared as a Ukrainian con artist in Famke Janssen's directorial debut film Bringing Up Bobby, alongside Marcia Cross, and starred in the romantic comedy Lucky Trouble, which was her Russian-language film debut. Jovovich at the 2016 Cannes Film Festival. Jovovich returned to her role as Alice in the fifth installment of Resident Evil for Resident Evil: Retribution, 2012. 64 She played an ambitious woman and the second wife of the leader of a motorcycle club in 2014 Cymbeline, a film version of the eponymous play by William Shakespeare, and in 2015 Survivor, she took on the role of a diplomatic security service/foreign service officer at the U.S. Embassy in London. Both films received a video-on-demand release in North America, despite theatrical runs abroad. 65, 66, 67, 68 Jovovich made a cameo appearance reprising the role of villain Katinka in 2016's Zoolander 2. 69 Resident Evil, The Final Chapter, 2016, the sixth and final film of the Resident Evil franchise. 70 starred Jovovich as Alice as she continues her vengeance against Umbrella for the death of her allies and the catastrophe they have caused. Time Out in its review for the film noted, while the franchise has slackened into dependable dumb post-apocalyptic thrills, star Milla Jovovich has only gotten better, seasoning her long-legged athleticism with a commanding stare. 71 The Final Chapter was the highest-grossing film in the franchise, earning over $312 million worldwide. 72. In Shock and Awe, 2017, Jovovich played the wife of an investigator working on the reasons behind the Bush administration's 2003 invasion of Iraq, starring opposite Woody Harrelson and Tommy Lee Jones. 73-74 In Future World, 2018, she obtained the role of a drug lord, alongside James Franco, who also directed the film. While reviewers felt Jovovich was underused in Shock and Awe, 75 Future World holds a 0% approval rating on review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, based on 9 reviews. 76 Jovovich starred as the administrator of an island-bound reform school in the fantasy film Paradise Hills, 2019, the directorial debut of Alice Waddington. She also played the evil Vivian Nimue, the Blood Queen in the Hellboy reboot movie, released in 2019. 77. Jovovich is the co-founder and owner of the production company Creature Entertainment. 78-79. Other endeavors. Music. Jovovich in 2019. Jovovich had begun working on a music album as early as 1988, when she was signed by SBK Records after the company heard a demo she recorded. 80 In August 1990, she asserted in an interview that the then forthcoming album would be a mix between Kate Bush, Sinead O'Connor, This Mortal Coil, and the Cocteau Twins. 81. After it was initially presented by SBK strictly as a pop album, Jovovich protested, insisting on using her personal poetry for lyrics and recording her own instrumental material. 80 Jovovich had written the lyrics and composed the music of the songs when she was 15, except a cover of a Ukrainian folk song, In a Glade. In April 1994, billed under her first name, she released The Divine Comedy, a title that was a reference to the epic poem by Dante Alighieri of the same name. Jovovich had chosen the title after seeing Russian artist Alexa Steele's proposed cover artwork sketch for the then untitled album. Jovovich found that the sketch had all the struggle that I'm singing about. It is the Divine Comedy. 80. The Divine Comedy was well received by critics, and features pop-infused traditional Ukrainian folk songs that led to comparisons with Tori Amos and Kate Bush. 15 John McCallie of Rolling Stone called the album remarkable, strikingly mature and rich in invention, and as featuring angst-laced poetry with vivid melodies and arrangements that find a common spirit in synth pop, European folk, and psychedelic dream rock. 82. Jovovich released the track The Gentleman Who Fell, Before the Court, with an accompanying music video, as the sole single from the album. The music video was originally directed by Lisa Bonet and featured Harry Dean Stanton, but Jovovich, unsatisfied with the results, decided to film another video. The second video for The Gentleman Who Fell, a homage to Maya Deren, was directed by Kate Garner and Paul Archard and was subsequently played on MTV. Jovovich toured the United States and Canada during most of 1994 to promote the album, opening for Toad the Wet Sprocket, The Philosopher Kings, and Crash Test Dummies, as well as playing smaller acoustic sets. Jovovich had opted to perform in smaller and more intimate settings, turning down a musical appearance on Saturday Night Live. Jovovich has also been collaborating musically with longtime friend and musician Chris Brenner, who co-wrote with her on the Divine Comedy album and who was the musical coordinator for the supporting tour. She and Brenner met in 1993 and have since worked together on several ventures. 83 Following the Divine Comedy, she expressed interest in releasing a second album, having had 10 songs ready for a future recording that was intended for a mid-1996 release. 21-22. In May 1999, Jovovich, along with Chris Brenner, formed an experimental band called Plastic Has Memory, in which she wrote and composed the songs, sang, and played electric guitar. 84 The band was much heavier and darker than the vaguely Ukrainian folk-sounding elements of her first album, and it had a similar sound to a grunge and trip-hop Portishead. 85 Plastic Has Memory played about a dozen shows in Los Angeles and New York City for a potential Virgin Records album release. 86 One of which Mick Jagger had attended. 87 But though Plastic Has Memory was featured on Hollywood Goes Wild, a benefit celebrity compilation album, the group never formally released any albums, and had disbanded as of 2021. 88. Jovovich has contributed tracks to soundtracks of several of her own films, including The $1 Million Hotel, 2000, and Dummy, 2002, and for others films such as Underworld, 2003, produced by musician Danny Lohner, who was the bass player in Nine Inch Nails for many years. Her song The Gentleman Who Fell is on the Rules of Attraction soundtrack of 2002. In 2001, Jovovich joined many celebrities whose vocals were featured in a cover of We Are Family to raise money for the American Red Cross. She has appeared as guest vocalist on the song Former Lover on Deepak Chopra's album, A Gift of Love 2, Oceans of Ecstasy, 2002, and Legion of Boom, 2004, by The Crystal Method. Beginning in 2003, Jovovich worked with musician Maynard James Keenan, of Tool, and A Perfect Circle, on his industrial side project Pussifer 89, contributing vocals to the track Rev 22:20, which was featured on various film soundtracks in its original or remixed form. 90 In January 2009, she collaborated with Maynard and Danny Lohner on the Pussifer track called The Mission. She performed the song at the first live Pussifer performance on February 13, 2009, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Danny Lohner, and longtime music collaborator Chris Brenner record and perform with Jovovich, who has made several highly praised appearances. Citation needed. A new single called Electric Sky was released on May 18, 2012 91, and presented at the Life Ball. In 2017, she collaborated in the single Attention of Ernest Chelyabin. Jovovich writes songs which she refers to as demos, freely downloadable from her website with license to remix the tracks and reserved right to sell and issue them. 92. Modeling. Jovovich's early work with Herb Ritts, Richard Avedon, and Peter Lindbergh led to her success in advertising, bringing the young model contracts. Since then, she has been featured on more than 100 magazine covers, including Vogue, Cosmopolitan, Elle, Glamour, Marie Claire, Harper's Bazaar, and GQ. 93, 94, 95. She has walked for Balmain, Versace, Fendi, Trussardi, Alessandro Dell'Acqua, Costume National, Iceberg, Anna Sui, Dries Van Noten, Andy Muhlmeister, Marc Jacobs, Miu Miu, Salvatore Ferragamo, Missoni, Blue Marine, Jill Sander, and Jean-Paul Gaultier. She has been part of campaigns for Banana Republic, Christian Dior, Jimmy Choo, Prada, Isabel Marant, Celine, Guess, Chanel, Tommy Hilfiger, Tiffany & Co., Roberto Cavalli, Damiani, Donna Karan, Gap, Versace, Calvin Klein, DKNY, Coach, Giorgio Armani, H&M, and Revlon. Since 1998, Jovovich has been an international spokesmodel for L'Oréal Cosmetics. She was referred to in a minor cameo in Bret Easton Ellis's novel Glamorama, a satire of society's obsession with celebrities and beauty. 96. Jovovich was said to be designer Miuccia Prada's muse in 2002. 97. A 2003 article claimed she was Gianni Versace's favorite supermodel. 78. In 2004, Jovovich topped Forbes magazine's richest supermodels of the world list, earning a reported $10.50 million. 98. And in 2006, Jovovich was picked up by Mango, a Spanish clothing line, as their new spokesmodel and is featured in their advertising campaigns. 99. She is in advertisements for Itro. She has said that modeling was never a priority. 100. And that the money she earns enables her to be selective about the creative decisions she makes. 78. In 2012, Jovovich was hired as the new face of a global advertising campaign for wristwatch and jewelry retailer Jacob & Co. 101. In 2018, Jovovich became the face of a global advertising campaign for Balmac. 102. In 2019, Jovovich joined more than 100 models who signed a petition to help protect Victoria's Secret models against sexual misconduct. 103. Fashion design. Jovovich and fellow model Carmen Hawk launched a line of clothing called Jovovich Hawk in 2003. The pair opened a showroom in New York City's Greenwich Village on September 13, 2005. All of the dresses for Jovovich Hawk line were designed by herself and her partner Carmen Hawk. The atelier is based in Los Angeles, but pieces were at Fred Segal in Los Angeles, Harvey Nichols, and over 50 stores around the world. Vogue praised the line for its girl-about-town cult status most designers spend years trying to achieve. 104. In November 2006, the Council of Fashion Designers of America, CFDA, and US Vogue nominated Jovovich Hawk for the CFDA/Vogue Fashion Fund Award. Jovovich Hawk was nominated as a finalist, although Du Ri Chung took the top prize. 105. In 2007, Jovovich and Hawk designed the costume for Jovovich's character Alice in Resident Evil: Extinction. Alice's shorts are a variation on the Alice Star shorts from the Spring 2007 collection. 106. Later, Jovovich Hawk signed a deal to design a diffusion collection for Target's Go International campaign, following in the footsteps of Luella, Paul and Joe, and Proenza Scouleur. 107. In late 2008, Jovovich and Hawk mutually agreed to end the business due to increased demands on their time. Jovovich explained, "I'm an artist. I'm not someone who can deal with shipping rates and taxes." 108. Technology. In April 2026 it was reported that Jovovich had developed an AI memory tool named MEM Palace. 109. Public image. Milla Jovovich and Ali Larter promoted Resident Evil: Afterlife at the 2010 San Diego Comic-Con. Jovovich has been noted for her careers as a model, singer, and actress. Music channel VH1 has referred to her as the reigning queen of kick butt for her roles in various sci-fi and action films. 110. And Rebecca Flint Marks of AllMovie said that despite the negative critical response for the Resident Evil films, the franchise has turned Jovovich into an A-list action star. 111. Her action roles have given her a Geek 112 following, for which MTV said she was every geek's dream girl. 112. 113. In 2004, Jovovich was ranked number 69 on Maxim magazine's Top 100 Hot list, 114, ranked number 82 in 2005 and ranked number 21 in 2010. 115. Maxim also named her number 11 on their list of hottest nerd crushes. 116. In 2008, she was ranked number 90 on Ask Men's Top 99 Women of 2008 list. 117. In 2011, Jovovich attended and sang at the birthday celebration of Mikhail Gorbachev. She gave a speech thanking Gorbachev, saying that when she and her family left the Soviet Union in 1980, they were sure that they would never see their relatives again, but they have been reunited. 118. Personal life. Relationships. Jovovich married on-screen boyfriend Sean Andrews in 1992 while filming Dazed and Confused. Andrews was 21 and Jovovich was 16. The marriage was annulled by her mother 2 months later. 119 Shortly after the annulment, Jovovich moved to Europe with her friend and musician Chris Brenner, where she met and lived with her new boyfriend, ex-Jamiroquai bassist Stuart Zender, in London from May 1994 to October 1995. 1683-120 She married the Fifth Element director Luc Besson in 1997 in Las Vegas, where they went skydiving directly after the ceremony. They divorced in 1999. 78 In 2000, she briefly dated Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist John Frusciante, saying she fell in love with him after hearing his album Neanderlades and Usually Just a T-shirt 6 years earlier. 121 Between 1998 and 2001, she befriended the young poet and musician Anno Birkin, as mutual inspiration behind many of their compositions. Jovovich became romantically involved with Birkin just before his death in a car accident on November 8, 2001. 26. After starring in Resident Evil, 2002, Jovovich dated its director Paul W.S. Anderson, who proposed to her in 2003. The two were engaged on and off for 4 years before becoming a couple again early in 2007. 122-123 They married on August 22, 2009. 124 On November 3, 2007, Jovovich gave birth to their first child, daughter Ever Anderson. 125 At Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. 126 Their second child, a daughter, was born on April 1, 2015, also at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. 127 In 2019, Jovovich revealed she was pregnant with her third daughter after miscarrying 2 years prior. 128 She gave birth to their third daughter on February 2, 2020. 129 Jovovich resides in Los Angeles and New York City. 130. Lifestyle. She speaks fluent English and Russian. 83 131 and some French. 132 and Serbian. 6 133 She was brought up in a Russian household. 134 and referred to the role of Russian culture in her life when she stated in 2005, "I have a Russian mother, she was a famous actress in the USSR, Galina Loginova. And the first books, which I read, were in Russian. I was raised in the atmosphere of the Russian classical theater school. The art, built on the system of Stanislavski, that's the most realistic art. And the modern cinema stands on the same principle. A Russian person wants to find the truth. This is the base of the Russian culture. I never forget it, especially since I have Russian roots." 135. When asked if she still feels Russian after having left Russia at a young age, Jovovich replied, "Definitely. I still speak Russian. I speak it with my daughter. I read her Russian stories and poems. My roots are very important, they make me who I am." 11 Speaking about her early years, Milla noted the importance of education in her life. "My mom raised me in the traditions of her country. For example, I never spent hours sitting before a TV and always read a lot. And I believe that education, intellect, and intelligence are a huge part of the beauty of Russian women." 136. Jovovich has advocated the legalization of cannabis and appeared in a spread and on the cover for High Times. 97 In an article published in 1994, she said that her only vices were cigarettes and cannabis. 83 She practices yoga and meditates often to live a healthy lifestyle. Unaffiliated with any specific religion, she prays and considers herself a spiritual person. 40 Jovovich enjoys playing the guitar and writing poems and lyrics for songs. Ian Alan Sutherland Glenn, born June 24, 1961, is a Scottish actor. 2 He has appeared as Dr. Alexander Isaac/Tyrant in 3 films of the Resident Evil film series, 2004 to 2016, and as Jorah Mormont in the HBO fantasy television series Game of Thrones, 2011 to 2019. Other notable film and television roles include John Hanning's Speck in Mountains of the Moon, 1990, Larry Winters in Silent Scream, 1990, for which he won the Silver Bear for Best Actor at the Berlin International Film Festival, Manfred Powell in Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, 2001, Brother John in Song for a Raggy Boy, 2003, the title role in Jack Taylor, 2010 to 2016, Sir Richard Carlisle in Downton Abbey, 2011, James Willett in Eye in the Sky, 2015, Bruce Wayne in Titans, 2019 to 2021, Magnus Macmillan in The Rig, 2023, present, and Dr. Pete Nichols in Silo, 2023 to 2025. An accomplished stage actor, Glenn has acted in a wide array of theater including playing the titular roles in Shakespeare productions including Hamlet, Macbeth, and Henry V. He received 3 Laurence Olivier Award nominations for his performances in the original production of the musical Martin Guerre, the West End production of The Blue Room and the 2006 West End revival of The Crucible, portraying John Proctor. Early life and education. Glenn was born on June 24, 1961 in Edinburgh, Scotland, and educated at the Edinburgh Academy 3, an independent school for boys, now co-educational, followed by the University of Aberdeen. 3. He then trained in acting at the RADA in London 4 because it was the only drama school holding auditions at that moment. 3. He graduated in 1985 with an acting, RADA, diploma for having won the Bancroft Gold Medal. His older brother is Hamish Glenn, artistic director of the Belgrade Theatre, Coventry 3 and former artistic director of the Dundee Repertory Theatre. 5. Career. Glenn's big screen debut came in the 1988 film Paris by Night, alongside Charlotte Rampling and Michael Gambon. 3. The same year, Glenn appeared in Gorillas in the Mist with Sigourney Weaver. 3. In 1990, Glenn won the Silver Bear for Best Actor at the 40th Berlin International Film Festival for his role in Silent Scream. 6. That year he was cast as Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, in Tom Stoppard's film adaptation of his play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which won the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival. 7. In 1998, Glenn was nominated for the Laurence Olivier Award for Best Actor for his performance in The Blue Room starring opposite Nicole Kidman. 8. In 2002, Glenn starred with Emilia Fox in the Italian-French-British romance drama film The Soul Keeper, directed by Roberto Faenza. 9. In 2008, Glenn was Samson in the BBC Radio 3 production of Samson Agonists directed by John Tideman. 10. Glenn starred as John Fielding in the 2008 British TV mini-series City of Vice. Ian McDiarmid plays Henry Fielding, author of the novel Tom Jones, who along with his brother, John, started London's first professional police force. In 2009, it was announced that Glenn had joined the cast of the HBO series Game of Thrones, starring as Ser Jorah Mormont, a knight in exile from Westeros, who becomes advisor to Daenerys Targaryen, played by Emilia Clarke, when she joins the Dothraki. 11. In 2010, he played the role of Father Octavian, leader of a sect of clerics who were on a mission against the Weeping Angels in the Time of Angels 12 and Flesh and Stone, 13, a 2-episode story which formed part of the 5th season of the revived television series Doctor Who, played by Matt Smith. 12-13 He appeared in the 2nd series of Downton Abbey as Sir Richard Carlisle, a tabloid publisher who is a suitor to, and subsequently engaged to, Lady Mary. 14. From 2010 to 2016, Glenn played the title character in the Irish TV crime series Jack Taylor, adapted from the novels by Ken Bruin, and set in Galway, Ireland. 15-16. In the 2012 BBC drama series Prisoners' Wives, he plays Paul, the husband of Francesca, whose comfortable life comes crashing down when he is imprisoned for drug trafficking. 17. The same year, he starred in a new 4-part BBC Radio 4 adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, written by Sebastian Bakskiewicz, and directed by Jeremy Mortimer and Sasha Yevtushenko. 18. From December 2013 until early January 2014, Glenn starred alongside Richard McCabe in Fortune's Fool at the Old Vic, directed by Lucy Bailey. 19. He had been due to appear in the full run until late February 2014-20 but was forced to withdraw early to recover from illness, with his role taken by his understudy Patrick Kremen and then by William Houston, who joined the cast at around the same time as Glenn's departure. 21. In 2019, it was revealed that Glenn would be portraying Bruce Wayne on the DC Universe TV series Titans. 22. In 2023, Glenn starred as Magnus Macmillan, in charge of the Kinloch Bravo oil rig in The Rig, in a cast that included Emily Hampshire, Martin Compston, and Mark Addy. 23. The same year, he starred as William Carr in Operation Napoleon, a thriller directed by Oscar R. Axelson and based on Arnold R. Andreassen's best-selling book of the same name. 24. Glenn plays Leonard in the upcoming Belgian film The Last Front, a story about a broken man who takes a stand during the First World War. 25. Needs update. Glenn has received numerous nominations and awards for his performance in Game of Thrones. Notably, he won the Best Actor award at the 2016 Taormina Film Fest. Alison Elizabeth Larter, born February 28, 1976, 12 is an American actress and former model. She portrayed fictional model Allegra Coleman in a 1996 Esquire magazine hoax and took on guest roles on several television shows in the 1990s. Her film debut in Varsity Blues, 1999, was followed by a role in the horror film House on Haunted Hill, 1999. She portrayed Clear Rivers in the Final Destination franchise, 2000 to 2003, establishing her as a scream queen. Larter played supporting roles in Legally Blonde, 2001, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, 2001, and the romantic comedy A Lot Like Love, 2005, and main roles in the Bollywood movie Marigold, 2007, and the thriller Obsessed, 2009. She achieved wider recognition for playing the dual roles of Nikki Sanders and Tracy Strauss on the science fiction drama series Heroes, 2006 to 2010, on NBC3/4 and for portraying video game heroine Claire Redfield in the 3 films of the Resident Evil film series, 2007 to 2016. Larter co-stars as Angela Norris in the Paramount Plus drama series Landman, 2024. As of April 2017, Larter's films have grossed over $1.31 billion worldwide. 5-6 Her presence in the media is reinforced by her appearances in lists compiled by Maxim, FHM, and Stuff as well as People's Best Dressed list in 2007. She published a cookbook, Kitchen Revelry, A Year of Festive Menus from My Home to Yours, in September 2013. Early life. Allie Larter was born in Cherry Hill, New Jersey 7 to Margaret Walker, a realtor, and Danforth Larter, a trucking executive. She attended Caruzzi Middle School and went to Cherry Hill High School West 8 but she did not finish her senior year of high school due to being too busy modeling. Her mother accompanied her everywhere until she turned 18. 9 Her parents have since moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania. 10 Larter said she was a tomboy until she turned 13. 11. Career. 1990 to 1998, early modeling and television roles. Larter began her modeling career at the age of 14 when a modeling scout discovered her on the street and asked her to star in a Philadelphia Phillies commercial. That led to a modeling contract with the prestigious Ford Modeling Agency in Manhattan, New York. 9 Larter subsequently skipped her senior year to model in Australia, Italy, and Japan. 9 Japan being a country she temporarily lived in at 17. 12 While modeling in Italy, Larter met fellow model and aspiring actress Amy Smart and the two became instant friends, according to Larter. 13. In November 1996, Larter portrayed fictional actress Allegra Coleman in an Esquire magazine hoax. 14 When speaking about the cover and her fame, Larter said, "When the door opens for you in Hollywood, you need to run with it. You know." 15. Larter is signed to IMG Models. 16 She landed her first professional acting roles in 1997 when she appeared in several television programs. She appeared in The Ways and Means, an episode of the NBC television series Suddenly Susan starring Brooke Shields, and the short-lived series Chicago Suns also on NBC. The roles were followed by a number of other appearances on Dawson's Creek on the WB, CBS Chicago Hope, and Just Shoot Me on NBC. 17. 1999 to 2005, film debut and breakthrough. In 1999, Larter made her film debut in the coming-of-age dramedy Varsity Blues, which reunited her with Dawson's Creek star James Van Der Beek and close friend Amy Smart. Smart had persuaded Larter to audition for the movie 9, in which Larter played Darcy Sears, a love interest for Lance Harbor, Paul Walker. Varsity Blues drew a domestic box office gross of $53 million. 5 Also in 1999, she made supporting appearances in the teen comedies Giving It Up and Drive Me Crazy, and starred in the remake House on Haunted Hill, which was made for around $20 million. The horror film about a group of strangers invited to a party at an abandoned asylum was panned by critics 18 but grossed $15 million on its opening weekend, eventually earning over $40 million overall. 5. Larter starred as Clear Rivers, one of the main characters in the teen supernatural horror film Final Destination, 2000. Also starring Devon Sawa from British Columbia, and Kerr Smith. The movie's premise is several teenagers survive a plane crash but are stalked and killed by death itself. Final Destination made $112 million by the end of its theatrical run. 19 In 2001, she appeared in the comedy Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon. Larter played Brooke Taylor Wyndham, a widow accused of her husband Hayworth's murder. 20 The film held the top spot with $20 million in its opening weekend 21 and ended up grossing $141 million worldwide. 5 With $96 million of its total gross deriving from domestic markets, Legally Blonde is her highest grossing film domestically. 5. Larter next appeared as Zerelda Mims in the western comedy American Outlaws. 22 Directed by Leigh Mayfield and co-starring Irish actor Colin Farrell and Scott Caan, the film was poorly received by critics. 23 And at the box office making only $13 million. 5 She also starred in Kevin Smith's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. In 2001, Larter appeared on the cover of Maxim magazine and performed in the stage play The Vagina Monologues in Manhattan, New York. 9 In spring 2002, Larter moved from Los Angeles to New York. "I was too young and impressionable to handle the pressures of LA." Larter later recalled in an interview, "I'm a woman now. I am no longer the little girl who could be easily influenced, back then." 24. While in New York City, she made herself available for independent film projects and being in theater. 9. Larter's first project in New York City was to reprise her role as Clear Rivers in the sequel to Final Destination entitled Final Destination 2. In an interview with IGN, Larter said, "When New Line asked me to come back, I thought it was great. They showed me the script and let me have some input, and it was really terrific." 25. The film made $90 million worldwide. 26 With a mixed critical reception. 27 In 2004, Larter served as an associate producer of and starred in the thriller Three-Way. Afterwards, Larter commented on future producing endeavors during an interview about Resident Evil, Extinction. "I definitely have many ideas and different avenues that I want to take as my career goes on." 28. In 2005, she appeared in Confess, an independent political thriller, and had a role in the romantic comedy A Lot Like Love, starring Amanda Peet and Ashton Kutcher. 29 Also in 2005, she returned to living in Los Angeles. 12. 2006 to 2013, rise to prominence and subsequent hiatus. Larter promoting heroes at the 2006 San Diego Comic-Con. Larter auditioned for the science fiction drama television series Heroes on NBC while living in Los Angeles. 30. She played the characters of Nikki Sanders, who suffered from dissociative identity disorder, and Tracy Strauss on the show created by Tim Kring. Larter's initial character Nikki Sanders was a wife, mother, and a former internet stripper from Las Vegas exhibiting superhuman strength and alternate personalities who go by the names of Jessica and Nikki. Ali read for the part and just owned it from the second she walked in, Kring said to the Chicago Tribune. It was a very impressive audition. 30. In the third and fourth seasons, Larter played the new character of Tracy Strauss, who possessed the ability to freeze objects and later, transform her body into water. 31. Larter took on the title role in Marigold, 2007, alongside Salman Khan, an Indian actor. 32. The film was released in August 2007 and revolved around Marigold Lexington, an American actress, Larter, who goes to India and gets caught up in the exotic world of Bollywood. Filming took place in North India and London, commencing in June 2004. 32. In an interview with the BBC, Larter remarked, "This role was an opportunity to overcome my fear of singing and dancing because I have no professional training. I really focused on the character and loved this journey she went on and the experiences she had." 33. She was paid a 7-figure salary for her part in the film. 34. Larter promoting Resident Evil, Extinction at the 2007 San Diego Comic-Con. In 2007, she appeared opposite Milla Jovovich in Resident Evil, Extinction, portraying Claire Redfield, who in the film, is the leader of a convoy of zombie apocalypse survivors going to Alaska in search of a safe haven. Her role sent her to Mexicali, Mexico for filming from May to late July, and required her hair to be dyed a light red. 28. Speaking about her character Claire, Larter said, "She became the leader of this convoy. She's incredibly strong, patient. I think she serves a role for everyone within this convoy, let it be a mother to someone, a buddy, a best friend." 28. Despite negative reviews, the film made $147 million worldwide. 5. Also in the same year, she appeared with Hayes MacArthur in the comedy Homo Erectus and appeared as Evelyn Garland in the biographical drama Crazy, based on guitarist Hank Garland. Citation needed. Larter starred opposite Beyoncé and Idris Elba from London, in the Screen Gems produced thriller Obsessed, 2009. 35. The film follows an office executive Derek Charles, Elba, whose marriage to Noel's character Sharon is threatened by the aggressive interests of a co-worker Lisa Sheridan, portrayed by Larter. In an interview with Glam, Larter said that she was excited to get the chance to play a femme fatale. "I love playing women that are dark and vulnerable and sort of filled with a little bit of crazy emotion." While the film was released to mixed reviews, Larter was critically praised for her performance. 36. Derek Malcolm of the Evening Standard felt that the movie was a dim reworking of Fatal Attraction and noted, "Larter as the pathological minx is the best thing about it." 37. Obsessed opened #1 in its opening weekend with $28,038,000 and making a total domestic gross of $68 million, becoming Larter's second highest grossing film in North America. 5. Larter was nominated for a third time for a Teen Choice Award when she and Beyoncé were nominated for the Teen Choice Award for Choice Movie, Rumble at the 2009 Teen Choice Awards and an MTV Movie Award for Best Fight, both for Obsessed. 39. Larter reprised her role of Claire Redfield in Resident Evil, Afterlife, 2010, which was filmed in 3D and saw her character ambushed and mentally manipulated by the fictional Umbrella Corporation, before she is rescued by Alice, Milla Jovovich. 40, 41, 42. Like the previous Resident Evil entries, the film received negative reviews but became a major commercial success, earning $296 million worldwide. 5. On returning to the role of Claire, Larter told Joblo.com, "I guess people liked me as her. I'm excited that they brought me back, to work with the man Paul W.S. Anderson who really created this world, and this vision was what excited me about joining this next installment." 43 In 2010, Larter appeared as the title character in a short film for Absolut Vodka entitled Lemon Drop. 44 After the release of Afterlife, Larter went on hiatus to focus on her family. 2014, present, return to acting and resurgence. Larter returned to the big screen playing Molly Kingston, the love interest of Charlie Darby, a successful but psychotic man, Matt LeBlanc, in the comedy Lovesick, 2014. The film screened at the 15th Annual Newport Beach Film Festival in Newport Beach, California, and was released for VOD and selected theaters. She portrayed Keely, the fair-weather friend of Kate Parker, Hilary Swank, a woman with ALS, in the independent drama You're Not You, 2014, directed by George C. Wolfe. Her co-stars were Emmy Rossum and Josh Duhamel. 45. In 2014, Larter obtained a regular part in the first season of TNT's drama series Legends, appearing as Crystal McGuire, an operative with the FBI's deep cover operations. 46-47 She starred in the supernatural thriller The Diabolical as Madison, a single mother who battles evil forces in her house. 48 Released in 2015 at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. 49 It was distributed for a VOD and limited release in only certain parts of the United States. The film received largely mixed reviews. Gary Goldstein of the Los Angeles Times felt that her fraught, more seemingly complex character remains underdeveloped in what he described as a weak horror thriller. 50. Larter starred in Resident Evil, The Final Chapter, 2016, where her role of Claire teams up with Alice Jovovich, and the Red Queen, Ever Anderson, to save the remnants of humanity. 51 Despite a largely mixed critical response, 52-53 it grossed over $312 million worldwide. 54 The film is Larter's biggest box office success. She played the role of Amelia Slater in the Fox series Pitch 55 about Ginny Baker, Kylie Bunbury, a young black woman who makes history by becoming the first woman to play for a Major League Baseball team. 56 The series ran for a season, which was released in 2016. 57-58. From 2019 to 2020, Larter acted in the recurring role of Grace Sawyer in the police procedural series The Rookie on ABC. 59-60-61 In 2021, she played the lead role in the neo-Western film The Last Victim. She starred in the thriller The Man in the White Van, which premiered at the 2023 Newport Beach Film Festival and was released in December 2024 to mixed reviews. 62 In 2024, Larter co-starred in Taylor Sheridan's show Landman, starring Billy Bob Thornton. Larter plays Angela Norris, a cartoonish 63 funny caricature of a gold-digging ex-wife. Media image. Larter at the 2010 San Diego Comic-Con. Larter first appeared in the media when she portrayed the fictional character of Allegra Coleman in the November 1996 issue of Esquire. 10 The magazine, which billed Coleman as the movie's next dream girl, relayed Allegra's relationship with David Schwimmer, how Quentin Tarantino broke up with Myra Sorvino to date her, and Woody Allen then overhauled a film to give her a starring role. When the magazine was published, Esquire received hundreds of phone calls about the non-existent Coleman, and various talent agencies sought to represent her, even after the hoax was revealed. 14 Larter herself received a considerable amount of attention after the cover. She received phone calls from morning TV shows and others for interviews. 10. The Esquire cover led Larter to a role on Varsity Blues. One particular scene where Larter's character, Darcy Sears, wears nothing but whipped cream to cover herself has become a media favorite. It has been referenced many times in the media. 44-64-65 including on MTV's Jersey Shore, where a character refers to it as being the Varsity Blues outfit. 66 Larter has been acknowledged as a scream queen by MSN due to her appearances in horror/thriller films. 67 After the success of Heroes, she appeared on People's 10 Best Dressed list as the newcomer in 2007. 68 In 2009, she was named Cosmopolitan's Fun Fearless Female of the Year at a ceremony held in Beverly Hills, California. 69. Larter has appeared on the cover of numerous magazines including, in alphabetical order, Allure, Cosmopolitan, France, Indonesia, Ecuador, Germany, Greece, Turkey, and US, Entertainment Weekly, Esquire, Glamour, Health, InStyle, Lucky, Maxim, Philadelphia Style, Self, 17, and Shape. 70 13 71 72 73 74. In June 2010, Larter was one of thousands of delegates from 130 countries who participated in a United Nations conference, Women Deliver in Washington, D.C. 75 Larter, along with her husband Hayes MacArthur, hosted the Art of Elysium Gala in 2013 and they were recipients of the Spirit of Elysium Award at the January 2014 ceremony. 76-77. Personal life. While a model, Larter moved to Los Angeles to pursue acting. In 2002, she moved to New York City for 3 years. In an interview with Philly Mag, she gave reason for the move. I took some time off to define myself outside the pressures of the industry. Part of me really needed to know if this is what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. 78. In January 2005, she went back to living in Los Angeles for a role in Heroes. 30 In December 2007, Larter and her longtime boyfriend, Hayes MacArthur, were engaged. 79 They had met on the set of National Lampoon's Homo Erectus. In a 2007 interview with Cosmopolitan, Larter said, "I told my boyfriend after 3 weeks that I wanted to marry him and that we could do it tomorrow." 80. On August 1, 2009, Larter and MacArthur 81 married at MacArthur's parents' estate in Kennebunkport, Maine. 82-83 Among the wedding guests was Larter's close friend and fellow actress Amy Smart. 83 Larter and MacArthur purchased a 3-story home in the Hollywood Hills for $2.9 million in 2012. 84 During the COVID-19 pandemic, they moved to Sun Valley, Idaho. 85. On July 20, 2010, Larter announced that she and MacArthur were expecting their first child. 86 And on the September 10 episode of Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, announced that she was expecting a boy. 87 Larter gave birth to their son in 2010. 88 In August 2014, Larter confirmed that she and MacArthur were expecting their second child that winter. 89 And she had a girl in 2015. 90 As of 2013, Larter had 2 dogs, Jackpot, a German Shepherd, and Ella, a Wheaton Terrier. 91 On November 10, 2025 on Live with Kelly and Mark, Larter talked about the importance of working with Higher Ground of Sun Valley, Idaho. Her father was in the U.S. Army and deployed to Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Resident Evil, The Final Chapter is a 2017 action horror film 16 written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. The direct sequel to Resident Evil, Retribution, 2012, it is the 6th installment in the Resident Evil film series and the final installment in the original series, which is based on the video game series of the same name. The film stars Milla Jovovich, Ian Glenn, Ali Larter, Sean Roberts, Owen Macken, Fraser James, Ruby Rose, Rolla, and William Levy. In the film, Alice and her friends are betrayed by Albert Wesker, who gathers the entire forces of the Umbrella Corporation into one final strike against the apocalypse survivors. A 6th film in the series was announced to be in development by Sony Pictures in 2013, and Anderson later expressed his desire for it to come full circle, bringing back characters, themes, and the environment of the Hive from the first film. It was filmed in 2D and post-converted to stereoscopic 3D, and principal photography commenced on September 18, 2015 in South Africa. Resident Evil, the final chapter was released on December 23, 2016, in Japan and on January 27, 2017, in the United States in 2D, 3D, and IMAX 3D. 7. The film received mixed reviews and became the highest-grossing film in the franchise, earning over $312 million worldwide against a $40 million budget. 8. A reboot, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, was released November 24, 2021. Plot: Dr. James Marcus, the founder of the Umbrella Corporation, had a daughter, Alicia, who was dying of progeria. Desperate to save her, Marcus confiscates an untested embryonic umbrella project, the T-virus created by his colleague Dr. Charles Ashford, and uses it on Alicia and others with the disease. After one child treated with the virus becomes a zombie, Marcus immediately orders the project terminated, all data on it destroyed, and forbids Ashford from ever pursuing it again, devastating Ashford, who needed the T-virus to save his own daughter Angela. Marcus's partner, Dr. Alexander Isaacs, has Marcus murdered by Albert Wesker, adopts Alicia, and takes over the corporation. In the present, Alice awakens in the ruined White House, after Wesker betrayed her. The Red Queen appears and tells her she has 48 hours to infiltrate the Hive, a facility beneath Raccoon City. The Umbrella Corporation has an airborne antivirus that can kill every zombie but is waiting for the last few remaining humans to be wiped out. As her body carries the virus, Alice does not expect to live after the mission. While traveling, Alice is captured by Isaacs, learning that Isaacs she previously killed was a clone. She escapes his convoy and reaches Raccoon City, where she meets a group of survivors: Doc, Abigail, Christian, Cobalt, Razor, and Claire Redfield, who survived the attack on Arcadia. Isaac's convoy approaches, trailed by a horde of zombies. Alice and the group defeat them and retrieve Isaac's few human captives, though Cobalt dies in the process. Alice and the crew enter the Hive, where Wesker is in control. He releases mutated guard dogs, killing Christian and a freed captive. The Red Queen appears to Alice and explains that her program is in conflict, as she can never hurt an Umbrella employee but also must value human life. She plays a video of Isaacs explaining to Umbrella's executives a plan to release the T-virus, cleansing the world of humanity and leaving many of the rich and powerful, including the company executives, stored in cryogenic capsules in the Hive to rebuild the world. The Red Queen warns Alice that someone in her group is helping Umbrella. The group encounters traps that kill Abigail and Razor. Alice and Doc plant bombs throughout the Hive taken from the leftover equipment by the first Hive team and confront the real, tech-upgraded Isaacs. Doc turns out to be Umbrella's spy, and Claire is captured by Wesker. A cryogenic capsule releases Alicia Marcus, Umbrella's co-owner, and Marcus' daughter. Isaacs and the Red Queen reveal to Alice that she is actually a clone of Alicia. Isaacs plans to eliminate the pair and assume control of Umbrella. Alicia fires Wesker, allowing the Red Queen to terminate his protection program and crush his leg with a security door. Doc tries to shoot Alice, but his gun is empty as Alice had earlier deduced his treachery, and Claire kills him. After giving Wesker a Deadman switch to the primed bombs, Alice and Claire pursue Isaacs while Alicia uploads a copy of her childhood memories. Isaacs, Alice, and Claire fight. Isaacs overpowers them at first, but Alice manages to activate a grenade in his pocket and kill him. She escapes to the surface with the antivirus, but Isaacs reboots and catches her before she can release it. Before he can kill her, the Isaacs clone from the convoy arrives and kills him, believing himself to be the original Isaacs, before being devoured by the undead. Alice releases the antivirus, killing all of the zombies around her before she passes out. Wesker simultaneously drops the Deadman switch, destroying himself, Alicia, the Hive, and the hibernating elite. Claire wakes Alice, who survived because the antivirus killed the T-virus within her body, not the healthy cells. The Red Queen uploads Alicia's childhood memories into Alice, granting her a childhood. With the antivirus being carried by the winds, it will take years to reach all corners of the globe, and until it does, Alice vows to continue her mission. Cast: Milla Jovovich as Alice and her clones, former Umbrella security officer turned resistance fighter, who had been captured by Umbrella scientists after the original Hive contamination and experimented on. Several years after Raccoon City is destroyed and the virus has spread across the globe, she has bonded with the virus on a cellular level, giving her superhuman ability since her previous encounter with Albert Wesker. She continues her vengeance against Umbrella for the death of her allies and those responsible for unleashing the deadly apocalypse. She is revealed to be the last of many Alice clones created by Umbrella. Jovovich also plays the role of the older Alicia Marcus, daughter of the creator of the T-virus, co-owner, from her father's share, of the Umbrella Corporation and the source from whom the Alices were cloned. 9. Ian Glenn as Dr. Alexander Isaacs, and one clone, the technologically enhanced CEO of the Umbrella Corporation previously thought to have been killed by Alice, who was revealed to be a clone. He maniacally intended to use the T-virus to start a biblical apocalypse, wiping out most of humanity and leaving a few tens of thousands alive, so as to remake the world with Umbrella's designs. 9. Ali Larter as Claire Redfield, one of Alice's closest allies, formerly led the convoy of survivors in the Nevada desert, and had gone missing along with her brother, Chris Redfield, after Umbrella's assault on Arcadia. She joins Alice and the others on the mission to the Hive to defeat Isaacs. 9. Sean Roberts as Albert Wesker, the former chairman of Umbrella who is the personal subordinate of Dr. Isaacs, and is also the mastermind of the plot which has betrayed Alice once again after the events of the previous film. After the Red Queen slammed a door that amputated his legs, Alice gives him the Deadman's trigger to bombs she has planted inside the Hive, allowing her and Claire to escape as he slowly passes out from blood loss. 9. Owen Mackin as Doc, a spy working for Umbrella, posing as one of the survivors as assigned by Isaacs to find Alice. 9. Fraser James as Razor, a survivor who aids Alice and the others into the Hive. 9. Ruby Rose as Abigail, an inmate survivor who also joins Alice's attack into the Hive. 9. William Levy as Christian, the leading survivor who led the assault on Umbrella and is also at odds with Alice. 9. Rolla as Cobalt, a survivor who joins the assault on Umbrella. 9. Ever Anderson as Red Queen, the artificial intelligence created by Umbrella, and also one of Alice's former enemies, now unable to act directly against Umbrella employees, but recognizing her role in the fate of humanity, Red Queen gives information to Alice in order to help release the antivirus and defeat Isaacs. Anderson also plays the young Alicia Marcus. Lee Jun-ji as Commander Chu, Umbrella Security Chief and second in command. 10. Mark Simpson as Dr. James Marcus. Ever Anderson, who plays young Alicia/Red Queen, is the daughter of Jovovich and Paul W.S. Anderson, the film's writer/director. 11. Additionally, Joseph May appeared as Dr. Blue via archival footage. Production. Development. In September 2012, following the box office success of Resident Evil, Retribution, a sixth film in the Resident Evil film series was confirmed by the head of Sony Pictures Distribution, Rory Brewer, with Milla Jovovich attached to reprise the role of Alice. 12. In October 2012, in an interview with Forbes, producer Samuel Hadida stated that a sixth and seventh installment were being planned and a reboot of the series was possible. 13. In December 2012, director Paul W.S. Anderson confirmed that he would be directing Resident Evil 6. He stated that it would be the last film in the series and some characters from the first two films would return. 14. In June 2013, Jovovich tweeted that the sixth film, which had been scheduled for a September 12, 2014, release, would not be released before 2015. 15. The film was scheduled to start shooting in late 2013 as soon as Anderson had finished work on his disaster/romance film Pompeii. 16. In February 2014, Anderson told Collider that we'd like to do another Resident Evil movie. Definitely. But the wheels aren't quite in motion yet. The film was reportedly planned to be released in 2015. 17. In April 2014, while speaking at the Beijing International Film Festival, Anderson revealed that he would soon be writing the screenplay for the sixth film in the series. He also confirmed that the film would be in 3D and that actress Li Bingbing would be returning to play Ada Wong. 18. In June 2014, Anderson announced the film's working title to be Resident Evil, the final chapter, and confirmed that it was intended to be the final film in the series. He also revealed that half the script had been completed, but, as yet, there were no shooting or release schedules. 19. Filming was set to begin in South Africa in August 2014 but was delayed for a year because of Jovovich's pregnancy. 2021. On July 15, 2015, Jovovich posted a photo on Instagram announcing that shooting was about to start in South Africa. 22. Several actors from previous films, including Sienna Guillory, Jill Valentine, Li Bingbing, Ada Wong, Ariana Engineer, Becky, Spencer Locke, Kmart, Michelle Rodriguez, Rain Ocampo, Wentworth Miller, Chris Redfield, and Johan Urb, Leon S. Kennedy, were not cast to return for the last movie. On August 3, 2015, it was confirmed that Ali Larter would be back for the sequel in the role of Claire Redfield, and filming would begin in late August or early September. 23. Larter confirmed the sixth film would be the last in the franchise.